It's starting to look like one of them toss-up games. It's not really a trap game, not really a game that we're expected to lose or win. It looked like one of them toss-up games, and I'll tell you in a second. But what's up, everybody? J-Morris58 Gilliam here, coming at you with a logistics video of the Atlanta Falcons hosting the Dallas Cowboys. The Falcons coming off an impressive win, sweeping the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and they're going to play against the Cowboys that's on a 2-game losing streak. And this is a video to where I'll tell y'all how the Falcons can keep that losing streak for them to keep on rolling. So I'm not gonna lie, this looked like a toss-up due to the fact that Raheem Morris says that stats are for losers, but if you pay attention to the stats, you can understand why you're losing games, why you're not taking care of home, but yet you want to be a road warrior. 4-0 on the road. Let's start taking care of business at home. So here's an important stat that Raheem Morris needs to understand, and he already addressed it in the media, but I'm going to address it now. The Falcons are dead last in sacks recorded. We can't shy away from that. But but good news, defensively the Falcons are pretty good at picking quarterbacks off. So defensively, we got to understand one thing. It's about lane discipline. Dak Prescott has the ability to run. If he sees that lane, he's going to take it. It's all about lane discipline. If we can fight in our lanes and pass rushing, or if we do good covering well when it comes to man coverage, that doesn't mean go 10 to 12 yards away from the line of scrimmage from these receivers. That's not what I mean. When it comes to passing, we have to stay close to them as much as we possibly can. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with some high safety help. And then we do man in other places. Like, what's going on? Why can't we do that instead of playing off? So we can by doing that, we can generate coverage sacks. For those who don't know what coverage sacks is when the secondary is so good at taking away the opposing quarterback's passing lanes, have nowhere to throw, to the point where the clock is gone. And on top of that, they have nowhere to run because the defensive front is disciplined in their gaps that they are assigned to, and they'll eventually, one of them is going to come home with a sack. So coverage sacks is going to be the key. As long as we cover well, as long as we stay with our receivers, not play too far off of them where the opposing offense is going to start dialing up screens and quick short passes, intermediate throws and all of that. And then they'll rely on their athletes to do everything else. CeeDee Lamb is good at that. So we cannot allow that. CeeDee Lamb is extremely athletic, and he can eat off of screens and quick short routes and stuff. And eventually Dak Prescott is going to bomb on us with that if we do not cause any pressure towards him. So coverage sacks is going to be the key. So let's talk offense. We need to stay to our roots. Our identity is the running game. Bijan, and then Tyler. It's quite cliche and old school, but it's effective. Kirk Cousins is a great actor when it comes to play action. It's going to open up passes. Like I said, it sounds like we've heard this philosophy before, but when you have a running back core like Bijan Robinson and Tyler Algier, oh, you know the playbook is going to be open. So we're not just constantly feeding our running backs over and over again. We're going to run the ball effectively. We're going to run the ball often. But when we drop back the pass, oh, yes, the opposing secondary will get suckered in. And it all starts with our roots, our running backs. We got to run that ball. So let's talk coaching. It's obvious to see that when we lost to the Seattle Seahawks, it's either the coaches or the players or both. Maybe the media may have bigged some heads up, thinking that, hey, we can beat anybody. We could beat this 3 losing streak team. And here we are. The Cowboys are on a 2-game losing streak at the moment. And we just bounced back after losing to the Seahawks. We cannot allow this to happen again. So you cannot have a big head about this. Coaching-wise, you got to keep your people focused. Your players need to remind themselves, hey, stay humble. They get paid to play just like you. Do not take your opponent lightly. It doesn't matter what the stats say. It doesn't matter what their records say. They're professionals like you, and anybody can be beat. So it's time for you to wake up and understand why why we lose games at home, because we feeling ourselves too much. Stay humble out there. As long as we feed our 2-headed monsters in the running game, as long as we make sure CeeDee Lamb and company, their receiving lanes are taken away, and we can get to Dak Prescott, and then not to take the Cowboys lightly, we should come away with the results that we need. And we'll have our 2-game winning streak afterwards. 58 out.